The Rocketeer is getting a reboot-quel. Woohoo! And it actually sounds pretty cool. Super yay. Find out more on Nerdist News. Reboot-quels are plentiful these days, by which I mean movies that continue a franchise's story while reigniting it with mostly new characters. Tron Legacy, Jurassic World, Creed, Mad Max Fury Road, and more have tried it out with mixed results. Movies like Creed totally ruled and reignited our passion for the Rocky franchise, while stuff like Tron Legacy failed to prop a story up on an old creaky nostalgia horse. But excellent soundtrack. I mean, one of the best. The best reboot-quels bring new perspective and relevance to an old cinematic world, and this morning we learned that one of our favorite movies of the 90s, The Rocketeer, would be getting just that. I love that movie. Disney announced that The Rocketeer will return to the big screen with a new movie called The Rocketeers. A little bit clunky, but we appreciate the nod to the greatest reboot-quel of all, Aliens. The story picks up 6 years after the first Nazi fight and adventure, which would place it square in the year 1944, a year before the end of World War II. That said, the synopsis Disney released says that our new Rocketeer would wind up caught in a turning point of the Cold War. So, will the film take place in some kind of alternate history? The Cold War didn't kick off until 1947, and even then, it didn't reach any kind of turning point for another decade or two. Anyway, former Rocketeer Cliff Secord has gone missing, and it's up to a new hero, a young black woman, to take up the mantle and stop an ambitious and corrupt rocket scientist from stealing jetpack technology. Considering the Cold War setting, we'd guess this evil scientist plans on making some kind of portable nukes. Yes, the new Rocketeer is a young black woman, which is super exciting. See, as much as we'd be happy to just return to the movie's 1930s serial-inspired world, the worst reboot-quels have shown us that simply reusing iconography isn't enough. Just because we got to see the world of Tron again, an incredibly pretty world thanks to modern-day CG, doesn't mean we felt anything sitting in those movie theater seats. But how about Creed's reimagining of the Rocky franchise as the story of a kid who has everything but feels like he's still got everything to prove? It was a fresh perspective that felt both familiar and new, and it managed to surprise us and bring us to tears. So telling the story of a superhero who just happens to be a black woman in the 1940s, a time when segregation was in full swing and discrimination was rampant, could be wildly powerful and true to the positive, inspirational tone of the original Rocketeer. Plus, it brings new relevance to the series since the Tuskegee Airmen, the first African-American military pilots, came together just a year prior in 1943. The 40s were also a huge time for women as they flooded the workforce and were finally allowed new roles in society, with men on the front lines of World War II, which makes this a fascinating setting that could easily breathe new life into the franchise. The only question is, will Disney hit these aspects of the story at all? It could still work if they don't, but there's so much rich material here, we hope they don't completely ignore it. But what do you guys think? Are you psyched for the Rocketeers? Do you think we'll see more than one Rocketeer appear? Who do you want to see as our new jetpack wielder? Kiersey Clemons, Tessa Thompson, Disney's favorite actress in the world, Lupita Nyong'o? Seriously, she's done a Star Wars, a Jungle Book, and now a Marvel movie for them. She is a shoo-in, am I right? Unless she's already booked for something. Let's discuss. Kyle.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Rocket packs and helmet fins, science or not?
We already have jetpacks, so, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right.
See, I'm like, nah, but...
I know. I didn't know how to respond. I'm like, ooh, a positive response. What am I supposed to do with
we
it?
can do that, and it can definitely be a lady.
Sweet. What are you doing on Because Science today?
Wait, that's the news, right? It's
Yeah.
lady rocket. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's great. Anyway,
So, okay.
Today on Because Science, we're talking
Cool.
about why Star Trek transporters are so amazing, and it has to do with the fact of how much information it would take to, how much information your body is, and how much it would take to transport that to someplace else.
Is this what you were talking a little bit about at our Nerdist panel?
It was.
Oh,
It would
good.
take more information than has ever been written down by people for just one person.
Dear God.
Yeah, find out more.
My hand hurts just thinking about it. Check it out over at Nerdist.com. I mean, for writing.
Yeah,
all the
not
information.
not like
Like what, Kyle?